Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. Is this the first 2020 episode for Word on the App? I
Yeah,
think
the
it
first
is.
legit
I think
episode.
it is.
Yes,
I
sir.
think it is. So the first one for the 2020. Uh, welcome back, everybody. Uh, uh, very happy belated New Year to all of our listeners out there. We took a little vacation, but we back in and back at it. So welcome everybody back. Uh, Before we get into today's topic, want to for all my college football fans, just want to let y'all know Clemson is up 28-17 right now, or actually LSU is up over Clemson 28-17. Third quarter just started, so for all my college football fans, but let's get right to it. You know, as we hit the tail end of the NFL season, all the coaching vacancies have been filled. Once again in the NFL, surprisingly, that none of them even went into the off season. Uh, and once again, minority coaches have been snubbed. For the lack of better words, they've been snubbed. So the question that I want to pose is, uh, is the Rooney Rule flawed? Is it flawed? Because basically, the Rooney Rule was in effect, or was created to give minority coaches opportunities as head coaches. We've had some solid head coaches out there, but uh, this year there was not one with the five job openings in the NFL. We know of a couple minority coaches that were interviewed. Marvin Lewis was interviewed for the Dallas job. Lovey Smith was contacted for another job that he turned down to stay in the college ranks of the New York the New York Giants. I'm sorry, the New York Jets job wasn't open. The New York Giants job was open, but he did turn that one down. So, is the Rooney Rule? Is it obviously it's flawed, uh, but does it need to be? Does it need to be rewritten? I guess would be the question that I posed to both my co-hosts. Excuse me for being rude. Let me introduce both of my
They
co-hosts.
know who we are. They know who we are. They paying attention. Go look at the other content. Look at the other shit.
He
We
starting
got
on
jewels
fire
for
this
y'all.
year.
They ain't been tapping in. They don't even know who the fuck we are. Got our names on there. Look, y'all see who we are. Y'all see our governments on there, motherfucker. Right? Our government name.
So, I mean, it's obviously something I don't believe that there's anything wrong with the rule. Uh, I just think that change is hard. Would be the best way to say it. You still have a good old boy system in the NFL. I believe until you infiltrate ownership ranks, that the coaching ranks will kind of, for the most part, stay status quo as we see them right now. Uh, but as it states, as the Rooney Rule states, what needs to be changed?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys feel needs to be
That
changed? And I'll let either one of
nigga
y'all.
said, that nigga said,
Mm-hmm.
that nigga took a drink of his shit and said,
Mm-hmm.
you got a rebuttal, nigga?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was that?
Uh,
That nigga said,
what
yeah.
what needs to be changed? It's obvious that the rule there needs to be adjustments or things added to the rule, whatever the case may be. So, what do you think? Should we throw the whole Roney rule in the trash? Throw the whole thing in the trash and start over? What do we need to do?
I mean, it's not going. It's not real. Truthfully, if I'm being honest, it's not really going to change. Even if a black person owns a team, that shit's still not going to be affected. Uh, for, come on now, because if it's one black owner, and we have 32 other teams who have 32 other white owners or non ethnical owners, I can't even say it like that. But yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody has to be like, all right, we'll allow this to happen.
Nah,
Yeah, bruh. Yeah.
nah,
All right, go ahead.
not for their personnel on their own organization. See, for it to even to get to that point, they would have to allow a black owner. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying.
They'd have to allow, meaning somebody would have to be willing to sell their team to somebody black and keep the tradition going. And we know that shit don't change over, man. This guy's had these teams for 60s and
Yeah.
70s of years, man, and then they pass it to their
Kids.
offspring. It's nepotism. So it's not if somebody black acquires a team. I'm pretty sure you can. It's not far fetched to say that. It's definitely not far fetched. Like you gonna see, uh, and not to say he's gonna do that, but let's hope that he uses fair judgment. But um, it wouldn't be far off to say that he'll have a black general manager, president, coaches, all that. Like it's his team. He owns the team. And they don't even make that. He doesn't even the owner don't even make that decision anyway. That's up to the GM. That's up to the
General
GMs.
manager. Yeah.
They do all that. I guess for they have the president and GM though. Yeah,
Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys.
yeah, right. Nah, they definitely had that. They definitely had that.
Yeah. I mean, so understanding how the Rooney Rule is written, because the Rooney Rule is written to give, uh, I'll say,
Give black
I'm
people a
just gonna say
chance.
it. They give non-white coaches an opportunity for an interview. Like the
Yes.
Rooney Rule is all about the interview. It's not actually forcing the hand of a team because you can't. Uh, to hire a non-white head coach. I say non-white because I'm trying to eradicate the word minority because in no way am I as a black man minor to anybody else. That's why I'm trying to eradicate that word from at least my vocabulary. Uh, so I it's Corey. I'm gonna let you chime in, man, because I'm having a hard time this year, and I'll tell you why after you give your 2 cents. I'll tell you why I'm having a hard time.
If you're having a hard time, I'll make it very easy for you. Go to your local gas station. Go ahead and put some of that money into the tank. Help fund your local war at your local Middle Eastern province or territory. Help fund that takeover over there. Put that gasoline up in there. Put that gasoline. Get you a big 5 gallon. I prefer 5 gallon. Take that. Get you a lighter. One of them grill lighters. Take that Rooney Rule. Pour that gasoline up on it, and take that grill lighter, man, and set that whole motherfucking thing on fire. Set the Rooney Rule on fire. Set affirmative action. Set that on fire. It's all now. It's all a game, and I ain't got a problem with them, making that fight within the NFL. If that's what they want to do, then go ahead and do it. I ain't gonna knock it. That's how they want to do. I'm not an NFL player, so that's their fight. That's their fight to do how they want to structure the NFL. Because at the end of the day, it's a game. Inside the lines, outside the lines, it's all a game. You know what I mean? And you in there to get your money. So if you feel that they need to make that move so they can get their dividends together, then by all means do that. Make that happen. You know how I think. As far as when it comes to employment here in America and different things like that. I'm totally against. I'm totally against that. Um, I'm totally against, Rooney Rule, affirmative action. It's just because it's forcing somebody, their place of business. It's forcing them to, you're an unwanted guest. Well, and I'm not saying, I'm not saying that, every business owner, white business owner thinks like that, but there's a lot that do. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's a lot that do, and I'm willing to bet anything on that. And they're forced to. They got to meet the certain quota. They got to have a certain amount of, whether it's a black person or Middle Eastern or Oriental or whatever it is. They gotta meet that quota, and that's just not. It's not an honest way. It's not an honest way of doing things. It's just forcing. It's forcing somebody to be good. Either a person's gonna do it out of their heart. They're gonna do it because it's the right thing, and they're gonna do it out of their heart, or they're not gonna do it at all. And you shouldn't be able. I feel as far as businesses and things like that, a person should be able to do whatever he wants to do, whatever makes him feel comfortable. Now, the problem with that, it does present issues because, like I said, in this game of race, white folks have a shoot. They done ran around the track about an infinite number of times. You know what I mean? And we ain't even hit the spin. We ain't even started running yet. So it's never going to be equal. It's never going to be equal, but at the same time, they'll put a reliance, things like that, will put a reliance into things that, black people, if we want to start our own football league, we'll revere those different things. Like we had the Negro leagues and things like that. We'll have reverence for those different things. We'll respect it. We'll look at ours like, shit, we got all the players, basketball, football, we got the dominant players, so that's what they're gonna come to. Everybody, if they, market it the right way. And that's the same in the workforce also. Everybody's gonna go out there. We're the only ones that are removed from our culture. Everybody's going out there, they're going into the workforce, they're going within the system. And they put, it's tough out there. It's rough. When you compare the wages even to back then, of course, it's not the brutality and things like that, but we're talking about on a business sense. Business-wise, it's similar to slavery. The employment that goes on today is very similar to slavery as far as compensation-wise. And so, yeah, man, it's not a fair game, but a lot of people who are connected with their culture and they're not ingrained and integrated within this corrupt American culture, they're gonna come together. Not saying everybody within culture, Mexicans or Asians do that, but you see it a lot. You see it a lot. A lot of communities built because, like I said, they have a standard, they have a way of living that they've already, even if they're first to second generation, they have a standard of living that's been ingrained within their family structure. Meanwhile, we as black folks, and even Africans, stuff like that, meanwhile, we as black folks who have been here for generations, got family who have been here for prolonged generations, all we know is American culture. And everything about American culture is bullshit. It's all about capitalism. It's all about taking advantage of your ass. It's all about taking advantage of your weaknesses. So that's all you're gonna, and so that's all we know. And all we know is survival. And all we know is, trying not to get stabbed in the back by the next man, because no matter what color you are, whatever, once you've assimilated into American culture, you're in it. You know what I'm saying? You're in that matrix. So now you got to start. Having discernment for people as far as real and fake. So yeah, I definitely don't believe. I definitely don't believe in it. It gives the racists, something. The people who actually practice racism something to hide behind. They can say, I'm not racist. I got 3 black. No, that's what they told you to have. You got to have that by law. You got to have that by law. You got to. They just passed the new law with the hair. We were talking about that before. Cory Booker, his ass. They got it. Like I said, if that's how you want to go about it, go about it. But you can't complain when you're not moving forward. You keep talking about the system's fucked up. Somebody appears, y'all go with the image too much, the image of what you think a racist looks like versus what one really is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand. I see people talking about what the fuck a snake is and shit like that, but y'all don't know what a snake looks like. Like I said, a racist ain't no motherfucker that's sitting around calling you nigger. You know what I'm saying? The racist will see to it that your grandkids your grandkids will be, you know what I'm saying, starting over again, and they gonna take a swing at it in the game. And that affects all. You know what I'm saying? That affects all. You got white privilege, you got white supremacy. The white privilege aren't gonna achieve supremacy, so they in the game. They in the game just as well. They just got a higher position. We talk about it all the time. You saw it happen when they incorporated integration, Black Wall Street, all the Black Wall Streets and everything similar to it disappeared. It didn't burn down in 1920 when they bombed it, when the military bombed, Tulsa and attacked North Carolina and over in Washington. It didn't disappear then. It was still, everything was full effect. You saw Claude Anderson on the Breakfast Club. Even he, reiterated that, talk about how he had a bus, his own bus lines and everything. So now it just gives people, and I truly believe that there are plenty of white folks that'll hire. They want a good helping hand, but for the most part, you'll see people expose themselves. Same thing in the NFL. Same thing in the NFL. And the NFL, what I'm saying, they're going to continue to have that level of nepotism. They're going to continue to have that level of nepotism. They got the players. The players are the one. It's amazing how the players are the one. They got all these stars, these Hall of Famers, just long lines. Now you're seeing the quarterbacks. And for a long time, it said, well, they weren't capable of leading the team and being the quarterback. Now you're seeing, quarterbacks, black, what I'm saying, whether you want to talk about Mahomes or Russell Wilson, the mulatto ones where you still got the Deshaun Watsons, the Jameis Winstons, of course, Lamar Jackson. What I'm saying? You're seeing a high surge of black quarterbacks, but you're not seeing the coaches. And like I said, that Rooney rule is what? There's only 4 right now. Only 4 right now, less than what it was when they implemented it. It keeps going down, and they just do these things. Well, we interviewed that person. You got they bringing these new guys in, bringing these young guys, 30 years old, white guys, the sons of guys, the Kyle Shanahans, and all the sons, the cousins, best friends, all Bill Belichick's homies. But you're not seeing. You haven't seen Marvin Lewis, hasn't come back. I know Marvin toiled over there in Cleveland for many years, but he still went to the playoffs multiple years, and he's better than a lot of the coaches out today. So there's no reason Marvin Lewis shouldn't have a job. Like I said, Raheem Morris. Haven't seen what happened to Lovie Smith. You know what I'm saying? What happened to Lovie Smith?
Lovie's in college.
Huh?
Lovie's in college. He coaches. He's coaching for Illinois.
Oh, okay. Well, Lovie getting that money then.
Right.
Lovie getting that money then.
Yeah.
College coaches getting paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're not. Even before that though, it's always been a shortage. It's amazing how you got so many great players, but these players aren't transitioning the coaches, but just somehow the white guys have a strong appetite to be a coach. They got a strong appetite to be a coach. And what the brothers like, oh, no, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm pretty sure they want to be some head coaches. You see plenty of assistant coaches, brothers as assistants. What you saying?
Who? What assistant coaches?
They got I've seen some brothers.
Yeah, we got some, but they got funny titles. They got funny titles.
Huh?
They got funny titles though.
You said funny titles?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
the kick and
he's
stand, the kick and stand coach,
yeah, he's the play action
the
coach.
play action coach. Yeah,
Yeah, I was honestly gonna compare it to back in the less than like 10 years ago, where they were like black quarterbacks shouldn't or there shouldn't be black quarterbacks because black people can't really retain the whole book, the playbook and stuff like that. When people would say that,
Now,
and
Marcus
now
Russell
look at
couldn't.
it, yeah, and now look at it. You know what I'm saying? So we could be
like
seeing
they
something.
retain the whole
Well,
playbook.
yeah. So I mean, we could be seeing
Put
something
it
like
in,
that.
making
So
it rhyme.
say it again.
Make it some rhyme. Make it rhyme. Make the playbook a rap.
Oh, you sick. You
Make
sick.
the playbook a rap. A
Yeah.
rap song.
Can't stand this nigga.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's weird. Like, you get one shot. Like, you get one shot. And that's, I think, what kind of throws me, because I think of like Terrell Austin, who was when he was in Seattle had the number one defense, and he was like disappeared. Now he just sitting around in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Raheem Morris, he didn't even get a fair shake. To be 100% honest with you, he inherited a terrible team, and they gave him 2 years. It takes way more than 2 years to change the culture of a team,
Where's
especially a
Ty?
team.
Where's Ty Bowles at? You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, he at the dentist. But again,
boys, what's his name down there in San Diego? Yeah, I said San Diego
Anthony
because
Lynn.
I said San Diego because that's what they play like.
Yeah,
they
yeah, because who are the
he probably in because of affirmative action, the Rooney Rule.
who are the minority coaches right now? You got Anthony Lynn.
Anthony
You have
Tomlin, of course.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin. And then you have what is it? He's a head coach for the Washington Redskins now.
He's white.
No, I thought he was like Indian or some shit.
You talking about Ron Rivera?
Yeah, Rivera.
Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
About Ron. Okay, yeah, he just fired. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he just got You said what?
That's I ain't even gonna go there. Never mind. Yeah,
I think we should. I think we should.
Ron Rivera is a white man.
He's okay. All right. I'm shutting up now.
Ron Rivera is a white man. He's a white Hispanic. He's a white Hispanic. If Ron Rivera don't open his mouth, if Ron Rivera changed his name to the Huckle-maker, changed his last name to Huckle-maker, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
I wasn't going to say it.
Okay.
Y'all know the stats. You know the stats. Most of the
but that's it though, right?
But a lot of Latinos file under white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's factual.
Yeah, that's it though. We got 3.
It's only 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I don't know if Bieniemy's ready, but based off of the resumes that you're seeing from the coaches that are getting hired, he should have been hired this year. You know what I'm saying? I know he had a couple interviews. I know he interviewed with Chicago last year and another team. But if you're basing it off of the hiring patterns, and that's what I'm saying, like it's the patterns. You got whatever Chicago's quarterback name is that came from the Chiefs.
Trubisky.
The white dude. I can't think
Daniel,
of it.
Chase Daniel.
Chase Daniel?
No. The head coach.
Oh, head coach.
The head coach.
Okay.
The head coach.
I don't know.
He's the one that basically Bieniemy replaced. You guys, Stepnoski, the one that just took the job in Cleveland, 1 year as an offensive coordinator. So that's what I'm saying. If you just look at the patterns, you have you're almost getting to the point where, like I said, these minority coaches, and I'm saying that just to use the term in generality, these coaches are getting pigeonholed now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're overqualified to be coordinators in a lot of ways, but they can't get a job, so they get these these silly titles. I mean, like, and I'm not joking when I say this. Terrell Austin in Dallas is the passing game coordinator. The passing game coordinator. That's his title. Passing coordinator, defensive back coordinator. Like that's his title. So it's just kind of like, all right, we just gonna throw you a dog bone to keep you in some type of a coaching capacity. Raheem Morris, he took over. Uh, I think in Arizona is where he took over. Uh, you had the who got fired last year after 1 year from Arizona. There's another black head coach right there that gave him 1 year,
Yeah.
and they was like, oh well, Steve Wilkes. That's his name, Steve
Yeah.
Wilkes.
Shout out to
He's
Bob Money.
I think he's in Cleveland now uh, as defensive coordinator in Cleveland. So it's unfortunate, and I do totally agree with Corey that the only way to change it is to start your own league.
Got your own
The
damn.
players need to take a level of power, and you get a group of black owners that will pony up the money, get the media rights and everything like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
just take out the players. I mean that's really the only way to fix it because the NFL is, I mean, I would say it's easily 85% black.
Oh yeah.
Easily. Take the quarterbacks out of the equation.
And
Uh,
you looking at
so
90.
so yeah, it's extremely unfortunate that uh, you know you have to fight this uphill battle just for an opportunity. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We ain't talking about a guarantee. We just talking about a doggone opportunity. But I mean, it is what it is. I think this is where integration is a problem, and I'm just being honest. Integration is a problem. Uh, some certain things you can integrate, and then other things you have to have enough control outside of the system to
Mm-hmm.
be able to maintain, something that isn't controlled by you know uh, society. So it's yeah, but yeah, Corey hit it right on the money. Throw it all in the trash.
All in the
Throw
trash.
all of it in the trash, and I understand. And Chris Rock has made jokes about affirmative action and things of that nature. But the truth of the matter is, if Chris Rock and all those type of esteemed people that have a little money would take that, put their money in a pot to build something that would rival. Because I mean, you got things like the CFL, the XFL now. These different leagues. They don't rival the NFL. That's why the NFL is not afraid when these leagues pop up. But if you take a group of black men and women, or we'll say non-white, I'm gonna go there again. Uh, if you take that group and there's money to start a league and they take players from the NFL, that's the tricky part. That's the tricky part. You have to take players from the NFL because you can't take the replacements. The replacements won't work. They won't work. You have to take players that are currently in the NFL and move them to this league. Then you start teetering the balance of power. That's the only way it's gonna work if you can start to teeter that balance of power to where other players start defecting based off. It's you have to make a Colin Kaepernick move.
Mm-hmm.
Being honest, you have to make a Colin Kaepernick move where you basically are willing to sacrifice your career for something bigger. I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm just using that
Yeah.
metaphorically. So that's what it's gonna take. Honestly, that's what it's gonna take. I do wish that publicly, uh, you know, people like Mike Tomlin, your Tony Dungy's, who's very, very well respected in the league. I do wish that they would voice that more, but I get it, but I do wish that they would speak up. It only takes one, especially in today's society, to create that snowball effect. More people start speaking, and I know the NFL is the shield, but shields can be penetrated with the right attack. So,
Ooh, that's true.
Get up in there, y'all niggas get up in there and get that money. Get that money. Get whatever they're giving to you.
All
Get
right.
whatever dollars, whatever contract. Get that money. You know what I'm saying? They can play whatever, reindeer games they want to play up in there if they feel it makes it, makes it that much comfortable in there. But most part, man, get up in there and get your dollars. Get
and
your
then what?
dollars and turn those dollars into assets. Let's buy some freedom. Let's get a game plan. Let's get a game plan. But it's a thin line. It's a thin line when you talk about it because a lot of guys, they live for sports. It's not about that. It's not about the bigger picture for them, especially when you're talking about an athlete. First of all, you got to have the love for them. A lot of times, not all the times. Sometimes people just talented. They're like, hey, I can make a hustle out of it, or I can get my family out of it. But a lot of times, a person develop that because they have a love for the game. They have a passion for the game. So it's deeper than that. So it's gonna be on some sports versus realizing that this is a business.
Sure.
This is a business to you.
Sure.
Everything here in America is business. Everything you're with a corporation. The sell U.S. code. What's it? 302 Title 28. I might be saying it wrong, but I think I got it right. Title 28. Go there. It's got the U.S. Section. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure you read through it, you'll see it as U.S. U.S. is filed as a corporation. Oh, man, get your money. Just get your damn money.
Get your chicken. Get your chicken.
Yeah. If you don't like how they move, start your own shit because you got to think of it like this. When you start your own shit, you're going to want to do things your way, right? Mm-hmm. Especially as a black man because you trying to undo, you know what I'm saying? You trying to undo, you know what I'm saying, the damage that's been done. So let's say that you get a black somebody, bunch of black folks, they pull in and start their own league. And they say, we going to make all 32 teams black owners. And then now you got the white folks going and they coming, we need, you know what I'm saying? We need
this needs diversity.
We need diversity, you know what I'm saying? And now they start taking advantage. They start taking advantage of that law. You know what I'm saying? They start wanting you know what I'm saying, the Rooney rule, and you know what I'm saying, affirmative action. They start doing that, but what's being done isn't a racist act. It's something it's a repair because the reparation sure is not going to come from the white folks. White folks can sit around and talk about, I'm sorry. And like I said, it's not all the white folks. Ain't everybody participate in that. But like I said, a lot of damage has been done. A lot of people have benefited from it. So, instead of all the sorry, ain't nobody going to sit around. They can sit around and talk about, I'm sorry, and try to cater and placate, you know what I'm saying, and patronize. Mm-hmm. They can do all that, you know what I'm saying, but are you willing to give, like Max Kellerman said, he ain't giving up his paycheck for it. Are you willing to give up your paycheck? Because that's how reparations is going to have to come.
Start selling them rap albums.
Because we're the government. And you can't be telling us to pay up out our pocket. It's got to come from the how many white folks in America?
Two is what, 70? I don't know. I think I don't know the exact number. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
It's a lot. Probably about 200.
Okay, all right. Let's be honest. When we talk about white Americans, are we just talking about the white Americans, or are we talking about with with what they call subsidiaries of white America, because there's
Just
white
talking about
Americans, and then there's the white people. At one point in time, they called the Jewish people not white people, but then they integrated them as white people. Then we got the white Mexicans. We got all these subsidiary groups of white people. So that's what I'm like. When you say white people, what are we talking about here?
so including the subsidiaries as you speak of, so that white Hispanics, the Ron Riveras, is 70. They make up 72% of the population.
Oof.
197 million.
Yeah, a non-Hispanic whites, 197 million, 60% of the U.S. population, which is about 325 million. So it's gonna be on them. You know what I'm saying? They gotta shoulder that load. You know what I'm saying? That we not getting it. We still not getting it. They taking the conversation out of all the. We sitting there talking about this silly ass game of politics while they continue to give you the middle finger. They're not even trying to figure it out. They still trying to get illegal immigrants in. Illegal immigrants, not legal, illegal immigrants within the country, trying to give them, rights and whatnot, and ignoring, what we got going on. And, just big F you. So yeah, willing to give up your paycheck and shit like that, but other than that, it's like, so you do that, then you start doing that, and they start instituting that law. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do the same thing. That's why it's a weird dichotomy. You know what I'm saying? You want stuff your own way, but you got to think about it if the shoe's on the other foot. You know what I'm saying? You got your own league. Let's get all black owners, because we need all black owners, and we need to build some wealth. You know what I'm saying? We need to build some wealth amongst the people and give it.
We'll let 3. We'll hire 3.
Huh?
We'll hire 3.
They'll hire 3.
It won't be called the Rooney Rule. It'll be called the.
We're gonna get Andy Reid,
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Hey, that's a solid 3. That's a solid 3, my friend.
Yeah. So yeah,
and that's if you want to do that. A lot of people, just like we say, white people that are black. There's a lot of that. Oh, trust me, there's a lot of black folks that will hire white people. They will conduct business fair, because if you go to, you know what I'm saying, go just visit the hood, man. Go to any, you know what I'm saying, local, black owned restaurant or whatever. I'm pretty sure you'll find a white worker in there. I see it all the time. Or you know what I'm saying, Hispanic, Asian, whoever. I mean, go to you'll never see nobody black working in at the Wing Chun Express. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see nobody black working never see nobody black, or you'll never see nobody Asian working at the burrito shop. So
I see him working at Chipotle all the time. All right, let's jump into the comment bag real quick. Big money said, I think Patrick Mahomes might be getting cursed, or might be getting the Madden curse, and I think it's going to affect him in the AFC Championship. We wouldn't talk about.
Nigga, that was a video ago. Nigga, we talking about something else.
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga talking about football. Who Big Money?
I don't know who Big Money is, but shout out to you, Big Money, on YouTube.
Thank you for commenting, Big Money. But we talking about something. What's the title look like? You change the title on YouTube.
All the titles have changed, big dog.
What's the title look? Make sure the title right, because we talking about the Rooney Rule. Mahomes, Big Money. Thank you for your support, Big Money. But stay on topic.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, that's it from the emails, or not the emails, but the messages.
Okay.
Thank you, Big Money.
Well, yeah,
he was a little late on the
um,
uptick, but that's all right though. That's a better late than never, Big Money.
yeah, it's yeah, big money.
Yeah, I would
But yeah,
I
man,
was late as that, but whatever.
it's that's what it is. That's what it is. If you
Mm-hmm.
want, want changes, start your own. Start your
Start your own.
yeah,
Yes,
start
Yeah,
your
sir.
own.
yeah,
The
yeah.
mother,
I think
they
that's
not
the only
giving
way.
it up. They not giving it up. Yeah, start your own stuff, man.
I agree.
They,
I
they,
agree.
they got sons and daughters that they trying to take. They got sons, daughters they trying to take care of. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? They friends got they got sons, daughters, friends, sons and daughters. You know what I'm saying? Whatever within their circle, then you know what I'm saying. The circle, they practice that nepotism.
Yeah,
That's what they got. They got to take care of their people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm just talking about
I gotta feed
I'm
my
not talking
family.
white people. I'm talking about they family. So
Mm-hmm.
where they gonna look out for their folks around them.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
hmm
they don't give a damn about Clem and Earl out there in Cucamonga,ville. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about them over by the swamp. So you know what I'm saying? They getting they people. You know what I mean around.
yes. This is very true. This is
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
this fool said
Cucamonga
Cucamonga, man.
and was
You get the vocabulary lesson of the day.
You know it's you know you in the wrong spot. You in anywhere with a ville on it.
Yeah.
Anywhere you know you gonna fuck you might fuck around and be getting dragged out dragged off the end of a truck or some shit, man.
just hope it ain't the sundown town.
Anywhere with a ville on it. I'm surprised they got probably Jacksonville is what it is.
Unless you
Anywhere with
rolling
a
in,
ville
unless
on
you rolling in a Coopterville. I will say that. I will
Hey.
say that. Shout out to Outcast.
All right, so we got
I
anything
will.
before we wrap up?
Yeah, yeah. There's no more comments.
No
Just
more
Big Money
comments.
Mike, right?
Just big money.
Big Money, appreciate you. Well, this wraps up another episode of the Word on the App podcast. Please stay tuned for more, and most important,
if y'all
go
want
check
something
out
interesting.
all the other comments. Check
Hold
out
on,
all of the other content that we got out there.
hold on. Let me give these people something before we go. We got y'all get a chance just for fun. It ain't nothing too deep or nothing. But go on, you know what I'm saying? And I'll give y'all more material. I've been, I stay reading. But if you want something just fun, people who like conspiracies and different silly stuff, they got silly and real stuff. Go on the FBI website. You know, you can actually, they got the Freedom of Information Act page. You can get all type of information. Just type in whatever you think, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to know about it. Tupac and Biggie case actually found out. I found the FBI. I was just reading, you know what I'm saying? I was having me some fun. I was like, what can I find out here? What they got on Tupac? Went in there and typed in Tupac, man. There's an FBI file. And when you read it, there's a lot of things. There's pages that are removed. You'll find it in a lot of FBI files. There's pages and removed, and they'll have the reasoning. They'll go through like the proper paperwork, like, and it'll say the code under U.S. code, section 534.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll tell the reason why they can remove it. It's pretty much any reason, but one of the reasons if something becomes public knowledge, you know what I'm saying, or public knowledge outside of the two parties. And man, do you know that in there it said the FBI was investigating, so that means they were actually looking into this. Now, that's not to say if it's real or fake. I wasn't fucking there, but this is something the FBI investigated. It's in their file. It said there was a group that had a hit on Tupac Shakur and Eazy-E. And I was like, on Tupac Shakur and Eazy-E, but it had it blanked out, and it was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? How they were extorting them, and they weren't going for it, so they actually they put money on their head. I went in and I said, let me go on Google and see who's the hit that had it on a hit on Tupac Shakur Eazy-E. Do you know that it was the JDL, the Jewish Defense League?
Really?
They got all type of shit, man. I'm gonna leave it like that. We're probably gonna get kicked off for
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man.
probably gonna get kicked off of every social media site.
Maybe we won't see you next week. Thanks, but no fucking thanks for the info. Deuces, y'all.
Deuces.